just now, as opposed to what's been changed. Because some of them are such deep overhauls that it's like, blah.
So we just got through a month doing what we called ProblemCon, a several-week extravaganza where we took all the problems we found with the show. Basically, we overhauled a lot of the arcs of the show, a lot of the pieces, a lot of the sub-pieces, a lot of the characters, a lot of the plots, a lot of the mechanics, the whole damn show. We rewrote the show. We rewrote the show. We rewrote 70% of the show. We rewrote the show. That's what we did. And now we're going over the changes and what the new show is, so everyone's on the same page. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into it. Like, intro's still the same.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Intro's the same. Premise is the same. Like,
Premise is mostly the same. There are some important shifts. For example, the patrons that we're bringing in, we're no longer contextualizing them as Lux employees, temporary, or of any other stripe. They're now referred to as colleagues. Basically, they're the audience in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. They get to participate as part of the game, but they are also an audience. They're brought in to enhance the gameplay of the game show. That's Luxos's reasoning. They're here to make it more game showy and more fun, and etc., Lux reasons. Load-in is still a load-in. You wait for the show to start. There's some Lux history to look at. We still have all our shadow box plans and stuff like that. We still want to do our big dumb curtain open.
yeah, curtain's not going anywhere.
That'll make when curtain opens, that basically makes reception part of the main space, part of the commercial break room. Break room is still what it has always been. It's a main show space where we'll have refreshments, etc. You are also promised a timeshare. At the beginning of the show, you are promised there will be a timeshare. You will get a timeshare for participating. This is a very cool and special prize that you should be very excited about. It's like 16 seconds of ownership of a single condo in the Paul Burritoville luxury living community located outside of scenic Pensacola, Florida. It's a condo in a swamp. Congratulations. This leads
So
in...
wait a minute, so somebody comes in and they get their condo...
No, you will receive your timeshare at the end of the show.
Oh.
Yes. But you were promised your timeshare at the beginning, and you will be given, your certificate of authenticity or your however timeshares work at the end of the show.
I actually don't know how timeshares work.
I don't know how they work. It doesn't matter how they work. Luxos probably doesn't either.
How they work.
So you'll receive some type of certificate saying that
Sure.
you've had a timeshare for 15 minutes for Popadillo.
Yeah, you will own 15 minutes on precisely this date and this time. You will have to pay cleaning fees.
It's probably expired.
It's probably expired. It's probably you own
expired.
time from 15 years ago.
Yeah.
This is also a winnable setup that you can win fabulous prizes.
Valid until December 31st, 2022.
Exactly. Unfortunately, you just missed it. You should have come to an earlier show,
I mean, if you really want to be diabolical, every day you change it so that the
Expired yesterday.
day was yesterday.
Yeah, that would be the logical conclusion of that joke. Either way, you're promised a timeshare. Everyone will get a timeshare, but you will also have an opportunity to win fabulous prizes. That is the other major change to the core mechanics of the show. We want to do some kind of automat or other prize distribution system. Details to come. It's your guys' problem, sorry. Basically, it'll be some kind of coin op or coin exchange system around the space. You can find doubloons, which will be, they're what they sound like. They're gold coins. Probably not real gold, I would assume.
Very distinct from actual money.
Very distinct from actual money. It's just
They
pirate treasure.
They really look like play money, I would say.
Yeah.
We'll just get those like the chocolates my Jewish grandmother would get.
Oh, yeah. Oh, actual chocolates and
considering-
melty soft.
No, I'm joking.
Considering how many will be
Joking.
hidden around the space,
Oh,
those
God.
will absolutely melt.
So the golden balloons is something that you actually earn as you play the game?
You earn them from participating in side tracks. You can also just find them around the space. They are part of some scenes. For example, at the very end, when you kill the evil printer, he will drop loot, a la a video game final boss, and coins will rocket out of him because you did it. You collect the coins. We're doing that. We're operating on that level stupid here. So that's introduced. Then you get to the prologue, as all of your contestants are introduced. These are the main characters. They're still pretty much what they've always been, barring possibly the addition of GoPros on their heads, a sling mechanism so that they are always mic'd by an old school, like, what do you call
Game
this?
show
The
mic.
thin
long,
mics.
it's like a scepter. Right?
Yeah.
The long one.
But they're always mic'd, so they'll have to be in
They
a
have to
stupid
hold.
rig. Again, this is your guys' problem. Have fun.
Well, also their intentions of being in the competition has changed.
So when
Yeah.
each person coming in is going to have their arm in a sling?
All of the contestants.
Oh, this is the contestants who are already playing?
The 5 actors that we pay to be in
Are
the
going to
show.
be in slings with mics.
Yes.
So we can just wire them up with a lav.
We could be normal about it.
We could be
I
normal
guess.
about it, but if we're leaning hard into game show, and also poorly conceived game show, the idea would be to give all of them handheld mics, because then it also limits their ability to do a lot of stuff, because they constantly have to have this microphone in their hand. But you don't want to make them have to like carry it and potentially lose it and drop it. So the dystopic extension of that would be to give them some kind of armature that they can rest their arm and still hold the microphone.
That's going to be one of those.
That's one of
That's
those-
an armature sling.
That's one of those when we get actors, will we decide this is a bad idea or not?
Yeah, that's
For now, it's funny though.
Yeah, it's a stretch goal.
Good way to put it.
The GoPro headsets though I think are a keeper. We're gonna need to test connectivity. That'll be a meeting for next week,
They will have to be
Casey.
mounted on silly helmets too.
Yeah, but if we can get them GoPro'd up, it solves a lot of sightline issues.
This is part of the 263 projector system, I believe it was.
at 264.
264, right. 265, I think. Yeah.
So now it's 265. right?
Well, it's 266 actually. So either way, there's going to be screens. It's the joke,
Yeah,
but
we're up to 267 of them.
yeah, there will be screens of some sort, whether they're projectors, whether they're TV screens. I don't know. You figure that out later. Yes, as a prologue, you're introduced to your 5 characters. Here they are. Aren't they great? One of them is immediately disqualified and booted from the game. They go away. There's a whole ceremony about you get the Oompa Loompa song.
Yeah.
You
that
have
has really changed.
yeah.
Elimination
It's
process.
all the same shit there. There's an elimination ritual. They go away. They do this time. They leave their stuff at the reception counter on their way out, and it is pointed out that they left behind a scrap of paper or some kind of clue as part of the
Office application.
corner office application.
Yeah.
There's still a corner office. Part of that corner office is the game is, can you collect all 5 pieces of the magical corner office contract in order to get in? Each contestant has a piece of the contract. It is not physically on them. We'll get into that one later. The point is, when they leave, they put something on the desk and they walk away. Luxos kind of explains, what are you doing here? Why are you here? Why are we doing a game show? What do they stand to win? All that is the same. They stand to win. Slightly different. They now are not going to join the Lux Investors, and that is for a very good reason that will come up later. But now they are going to join the Lux Board of Directors or C-suite, or that could be kind of
The winner.
massaged. But the winner will join Lux, will become part of the Lux family.
The winner of the game.
The one single contestant who can win the game when everyone else is eliminated. These are all elimination challenges. Only one will survive. There can only be one. Highlander rules. Geist, the sponsor of the show, they're introduced. So anyway, they're all standing around a filing cabinet touching it. That's all the same. They all drop off except one. That person wins immunity. That's all the same. That person is now chained to a filing cabinet. That remains the same.
Chained is a strong.
Tethered.
Tethered.
Tethered to a filing cabinet by means of parachute harness, probably. Or equivalent.
By means of what?
Parachute harness or climbing gear, something like that. Basically, so long as they are tethered to this filing cabinet, they are immune to elimination and cannot be kicked out of the game. Very powerful incentive. However, they are tethered to a filing cabinet for a while.
And this is the filing cabinet that they have to track.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yada yada.
Castered filing cabinet.
Yeah.
Well castered.
Well castered.
With a
Well
very
castered.
low point of gravity.
Center of gravity, yeah.
geez.
Well, Caster, okay, we'll get
Yeah.
into the semantics of the filing cabinet, so go on.
So someone has now won the immunity challenge. They are immune to elimination. And we move on to the beginning of Act 1, where we introduce the elimination, well, it should be elimination pitch challenge now. This is more or less the same kind of game wherein you're running, the patrons or the colleagues are going to run out, look for boxes with locks on them, bring the boxes back to the contestant of their choice, whoever they want to win. That person opens the box and pulls out an object. Because they need to fill out a Mad Libs script in order to pitch a movie to Fluxos. It's all set up as everyone gets to pull a VHS with cover and image and title and such out of the filing cabinet. It's like, great, that is the movie that you have to pitch to Lux. You are experiencing what it is like to be part of the movie business.
So just as a picture, right? Is it picture
I think
and a
actually
title?
it's not picture. It's name and tagline.
Name and a tagline.
Name and a tagline. So the examples we have right now are The Toctopus, He's One Chatty Cephalopod, Yacht Heist 2, Ship Just Got Real,
Yeah.
etc., etc.
What are some other titles?
What are some other titles? Hold on, let me go into the mechanics
Shit just
section
got
and I
real.
will
It's
tell
very,
you.
Very excellent.
Secret musical ending, no.
That's, man,
elimination
you're
pitch challenge,
dropping
here we are.
spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers, sorry.
Yeah,
Don't
sorry,
spoil the
there's
end
a
game.
song at the end now.
Yeah, we'll get to that one. The pitches, here we are.
Back
This
to
is
musical
down
kind of.
here. Yeah, it's Scare Bears, Cute Cuddly Killers.
Yeah.
The Toctopus, He's One Chatty Cephalopod.
You might have to look Scarebers. I feel like that might be a trademark thing.
You know, I googled it. It
I-
didn't look like it.
That is, I'm.
Which would be
believe-
surprising.
I'll
We
look
may have
into
to
that.
get legal on that one, yeah. Oxford Coma, A Brief Pause.
No, we have to do
And
that.
and Yacht Heist 2, Ship Just Got Real.
Scarebers is not a trademark name, but there's tons of like
Wow.
small
Oh, yeah.
business and dropshippers into
Wow.
it, so I don't know. A little tricky on that.
Sure. Yeah, Oxford.
Ban dropshippers from the building.
Yeah. So yeah, Oxford Coma is a fun one. So that said, each one of the remaining contestants, there are 4 at this point, pull a VHS out, and now this is the movie they have to pitch to Luxos. They are told you are only allowed to use this script that Lux has, that is clearly the best script.
The standard pitch.
The standard pitch template. However, the way it is constructed is basically Mad Libs. It's like you have to say these words followed by a noun, and then these words followed by an adverb. It's Mad Libs. It's just Mad Libs. Then the idea is that the colleagues have to go out, get words for them to fill in the blanks. This is made even clearer by the fact that Luxos pulls out a big, giant game show board with lights and sounds and all that. Very Wheel of Fortune, where there are the words they have to, like, it's the script in game show board format. So it's the words they say, and then when there would be a Mad Libs insert word here, is a shelf. So they can take the objects in the box and put it on the shelf. We don't give them the words, we give them the objects, and they have to improv the words. So if they reach into a box and pull out a sneaker, they could say run. They could say sneak. They could say sweatshop. I don't know. It's really up to them. But basically, the idea is they have to use the objects as inspiration for words to then build their pitch for this movie.
Cool.
That's the mechanic. That's the actual mechanic of the game. Then there's an extra layer that Lux adds on like 5 minutes after the game has started, which is inside of each box is a giant card with a picture of the object that's in the box and some kind of ranking system. It's got 3 stars, but another object has 5 bears, but another object has a dollar value, and another object has a motherfucking thing. And you're like, all of these rating systems are different. How do I relate them? They must mean something. There's like some sort of scoring mechanism going on. Alexa says, you're right, there is some kind of scoring mechanism going on. And it reveals a stock market mechanic, where the values of every kind of representative token is constantly shifting. Oh, well, right now, 5 bears is worth 2 stars, but 30 seconds from now, 2 stars are going to be worth 15 elephants. So you're like, what the f*** does any of this mean? And the answer is, don't try and figure it out. There are no rules. Don't worry about it. Luxus is then going to add currency exchange mechanics. Luxus is then going to add, I think, a futures market is the next one. Either way, this is all to make the point, don't worry about the score. It doesn't matter. Okay. Luxus will insist it does. Luxus is incorrect. Don't worry about it. At the end, they're all going to make their pitch with help from the people who want to help them.
So all players are now getting indoctrinated with all this information that is useless, basically.
Yep.
So, and then they have to pitch. Who are they pitching to?
Luxus. They will be pitching to the empty suit,
And
the host
our
of the game.
patrons are doing what at this point?
At this point, a couple things will have happened. One, the way we want to space out the boxes they need to go get is going to make them explore the space. That's part of the idea. While exploring the space, the idea is that they will get caught up in one of the many other arcs. Like, you know, the 6 other things they could be doing throughout the show that isn't the main arc. Hopefully at some point they're going to, you know, notice a check engine light and go do that instead. Or they're going to meet a wizard and get really involved in that instead. For those of people who want to stick with the main game, however, they're going to bring back the objects to the contestants. They're going to help the contestants with their pitch, like because it's improv, so it's all back and forth between the actors and contestants at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So then the actors are going to be engaging with the patrons.
Yes.
Okay, to basically get the patrons to work with them.
Yeah, pretty much they all like, come on, be on my team. Go get me more shoes. Because shoes are worth 25 bears right now. Fuck. Okay, never mind. Get me, you know, abacuses or whatever. We got a big list of objects you can get. And then at the end of this sequence, Luxus is like, time's up, pencils down, pitch time. And then they're each going to give their pitch. Depending on interactions with patrons, the patrons could be involved in those pitches. I don't know, it could be fun.
It's pretty open-ended.
Pretty open-ended. It's all improv. Improv goes here. And then Luxus will announce the winner by calculating their score. It says, your objects are worth 150 box office dollarinos. And but your score is worth 6,000 lira. And then your box office. There's a lot of money back then. And then like, your box office score is like a hug from your father. And you're like, that's not an amount. And it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the person that we eliminate is the person who's gotten the least attention from patrons. That's the secret mechanic. That's it.
Okay, so the person who has the least attention from the patrons.
Audience. Whoever the audience is connecting with the least, go away.
Is the person we assign an arbitrary lowest score.
Exactly.
Okay,
It's the person who gets assigned the arbitrary lowest score, and they're going to go become a different character now. Because that's what happens every time someone gets booted.
For the next part.
Yeah, well, for example, the first person that got booted turned into the wizard.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the wizard during the first arc, who we will get to. I think the second person gets turned into Major Tom.
Yes.
So second person goes back into the GM booth and puts on a trucker hat.
Communicate via radio.
And communicates via CB radio, etc., etc. I mean, that's basically the first big challenge. Someone gets eliminated, and then we go into commercial break 1.
It's all before.
You got it! I wanted it so much!
A thrilling story, stranger than fiction.
Oh yeah, that's definitely not it.
Totally helped.
The seat switch isn't being fickle, is it?
You're being followed around by a camera.
Now, relive the experience.
watching at home, this is not how you escape the room.
Relive the content.
Yeah, awesome. There we go.
Relive the entire exciting saga. Now, on the ultimate format.
Things I never thought would happen.
The Doors of Divergence Behind the Scenes Special Edition DVD. 5 discs of unforgettable documentary footage.
Yeah, that's what I needed, baby.
I like that. This is so cool.
Re-experience all your favorite episodes. All the original episodes that you know and love like you've never seen them before. The Doors of Divergence Behind the Scenes Special Edition DVD. With never before seen undeleted scenes.
It's a huge safety hazard, and you wouldn't advertise it. Our insurance company would literally murder us.
Exclusive director commentaries.
I don't actually remember filming this one.
And the answers to every puzzle.
Here comes Daddy Longlegs.
That's my voice.
The Doors of Divergence Behind the Scenes Special Edition DVD. Digitally re-remastered for extra widescreen presentation.
Ah, fantastic.
With an all-new mono sound mix. Own the complete series on DVD. Don't miss out on this amazing opportunity, because once they're gone, they're gone.
Son of a bitch. Ah!
Buy your copy today. The all-new Doors of Divergence Behind the Scenes Special Edition DVD.